Action.
Hi, I'm Taylor, and I'm here with our one of our history teachers from our high school, Mr.V. So, how many times have you visited Chicago?
I've visited Chicago quite a few times over the past few years. My wife and I actually met right before she left to study school in Chicago. So we spent 2 years of our lives in a long distance relationship, going back and forth to and from Chicago, riding the mega bus to and from Chicago, overnighting things. And while she was going to school up there, we just sort of grew to love Chicago.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, what would you say is your favorite part about Chicago?
Initially, my favorite part comes up the food. I mean, the food is amazing in Chicago. From things that you just can't find anywhere else in the world. I mean, Garrett's popcorn, which is just amazing. You have Giordano's Pizza. And then those are some of the places off of Michigan Avenue with the shopping that is also top notch. But there are also little places like outside of the actual city that are awesome to go to. From the parks to the zoo in Lincoln Park to the restaurants that are in like the little suburbs, I guess, or areas of Chicago, like Lincoln Park or things like that. We found a lot of little places. One of our favorite places was this little sushi place, Green Tea, on Clark, and it probably holds 15 or 20 people. And then there's like a little Mexican place that was up there. But just getting to know like Chicago and how it's real. Chicago's awesome.
Yeah.
Not to mention Wrigley Field.
So, as you know, it's called the Windy City. Would you agree?
It can get quite windy at times. there have been times where we would walk around and we'd go in and get something to eat, and we'd come out and we'd be like, oh my gosh, is it colder? And the wind the wind can get you. It sneaks up on you, and you always kind of have to have some sort of jacket or a coat. Yeah. Definitely.
So, would you go back to Chicago anytime? And if so, what would make you go back?
For me, yes, definitely. I actually thought about going back this weekend to watch the football game, the Bears playoff game.
Oh, yeah.
And hopefully they win and make it to the Super Bowl and win it, because I've always been a lifelong Bears fan. Definitely I would go back. A lot to do because there's a lot of memories that are in Chicago. In Chicago, it's always been good to us. It's always been good to me and my wife. And I think just to go back and be a part of, the thing about it is it's in the Midwest, which is small town Midwest, but it's a big city in the Midwest. It's the third most populous city in the United States, so behind New York and LA. So it gives that big city feel in a small town atmosphere, which is awesome.
Yeah. So do you think Chicago would be a good place to hold the BPA competition?
I couldn't think of a better place. Chicago, it's alive, it's bustling, there are people there, people are great and friendly people. If they're a finalist to host a worldwide event like the Olympics, and if they're that caliber to hold something like that, they're definitely at the caliber to hold a BPA competition. Absolutely.
Well, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Thank you.